Welcome to Broken Tusk Rising, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition actual play in the Galarian campaign setting. We're playing through the Quest for the Frozen Flame adventure path.
I'm Shaun, and I'm playing Andreas Witchborn, the Human Magus.
I'm Jessica, and I'm playing Xankath, the Halfling Fighter.
I'm Janette, and I'm playing Jonesy, the Human Cleric.
This is Josh, and I'm playing Korgo, the Human Barbarian.
Last time on Broken Tusk Rising, the scouts defeated a dangerous Kelpie and found some valuable treasure. After recovering from their injuries and resting, they resumed their eastward travel in search of Red Cat Cave. They also did some light crafting, with Andreas moving a potency rune from Korgo's +1 spear to Xankath's short bow, and then adding a ghost touch rune to the bow as well. As a result, Xankath now has a very dangerous bow, and Korgo has no magical attacks at all. But there will surely be plenty of treasure ahead, right? Right?
Fingers crossed.
The Broken Tusk scouts left Gleaming Sun Lake, heading up the Spelok tributary. On the 17th of Gozran, they began reconnoitering the area and spotted a barge floating down the river, maneuvered by 5 ragged cloaked figures using long poles. The figures pointed to a rock overhang and began pushing the barge toward it, gesturing for the party to join them there. Several crates surround a supply shed set in the middle of the barge. What would you like to do?
Fireball.
You've got Fireball already?
Yes, Fire Ray,
I gotta revise this whole thing.
but not actually.
Finally, a sign of civilization. People who don't live in a crowd of mammoths to talk to.
But sir, they're just standing on a boat. Surely that's not a sign of actual civilization.
It's somewhat more advanced than a travois. I'm getting over there.
And Andreas will wave and head over.
Mike, I have a question.
Yes.
I've been with the following for a while, so presumably we have gone this route before. How often do we see others around here?
So you occasionally encounter other followings. Usually it's in more of a planned manner, and you do engage with trade with them sometimes.
Okay.
You occasionally stumble across other people who happen to be wandering through, and usually they don't mess with the following, right? Because there are, 70 plus people and mammoths and such, right?
Sure.
So they usually don't mess with the following. Sometimes the scouts will encounter people who are dangerous out and about. As far as you can remember, you haven't encountered any cloaked figures punting down a river before.
Okay. I'm going to stay kind of back as Andreas approaches, but within bow range.
Okay, cool. What's Jonesy doing?
He's going to follow close behind Andreas. Yep.
What are Korgo and Harangara doing?
Korgo's not feeling the whole strangers thing. People outside of the following are starting to make him uncomfortable again. He's hanging back.
Stranger danger?
With Xankath. He's got his spear out, and he's gripping it tight. His knuckles are white.
Okay. Andreas and Jonesy, you walk up to these folks. There are 3 guys with poles. They push this barge up to the side of the river, and then there are 2 other guys in robes. They're not pushing the barge, and they sort of stand on the side of the boat. It doesn't take long for them to pull up to the overhang, and these 2 guys who don't have poles, they begin rooting around in the crates, and one of them walks up to the overhang and sort of casually leans on it and holds up a handful of what might be jewelry, and he sort of turns it around in his hands to show it to you, and then he holds out a hand.
Hello there. Do you speak Taldan or Hallet?
He'll say that in both languages.
Okay. He shakes his head and gestures at his mouth and shakes his head again.
Oh, it appears he doesn't have a tongue, sir.
And he shakes his head
Oh, I was right.
and sticks out his tongue and points to his tongue.
Oh, never mind. I was wrong.
Jones, you got any other languages under your belt?
What do I? That's a good question. Nope. And he does a thumbs up. Double thumbs up at the guy.
They give you a double thumbs up.
Andreas does have some treasure that he could potentially trade here. He's going to lightly jangle the coin purse at his side.
Okay.
And lean in to look at what this guy's got in terms of jewelry.
Yeah, the guy nods at you. You're leaning up, looking at this stuff. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's a 6. Could I roll crafting if it's like appraising?
No, in this case, you're making a perception check.
Okay.
If we get to that, we'll do a crafting check in a moment, but this is a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, you're sort of looking over the stuff. It looks like jewelry that probably wasn't made here. It's a little bit fancier than what you would usually find made by tribals. You also happen to take in some stuff about the boat. They're wearing, as I mentioned, ragged cloaks. The 3 guys with poles are just holding them to keep the boat in position. And I guess, does anybody else want to look at anything or do anything here?
I think Jonesy would be kind of looking at all of their faces, smiling uncomfortably.
Yeah, make a perception check as well. They look really happy to see you.
Oh, no.
9. Jonesy's
9,
really
yeah.
happy to see them, too. They look great.
Yep, everybody seems happy to see each other. And you notice the same stuff that Andreas has noticed. And Xankath and Korgo, you guys are still hanging back.
Yes, but I would like to look around and make sure that, like, nobody's sneaking up on us. Like, there's nobody...
Sure.
They're not using this as a chance to...
A distraction.
Surprise us. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, make a perception check if you want. Korgo, are you doing anything else?
The same thing.
Same thing? Make
Yeah.
perception checks.
Sorry to be boring. And Korgo with an 11.
Yeah, so an 11 from Korgo and
10 from Xankath.
a 10 from Xankath.
Wow.
Ugh. God, we both have good perception, too.
You're all very chill. You're all very relaxed. This is all very cool.
It's fine.
Yeah, everything, it seems to be going great.
We're about to die.
And therefore, I want Andreas to make a saving throw, reflex saving throw.
Oh, no.
Classic.
24.
Oh.
That's a 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Andreas, as you're leaning over to look at this jewelry, you're on this slippery side of the river, and you didn't realize how slippery it is. And you begin to slide, almost falling onto this barge, but you catch yourself, and you do not fall. You slip and you fall prone where you are, but you don't fall into the barge. And the 2 guys sort of reach out to catch you like they're going to try to help you and stop you from falling into the barge, but you slip. You hit the ground kind of hard, but you don't hurt yourself. You just sort of fall on the side of the river here next to Jonesy.
Sir, are you all right?
I'm just embarrassed, I think.
Yes, that was very embarrassing.
2 guys sort of look at each other a little concerned, and one of them holds out the jewelry again.
Dude,
Does
just
he
take
have
the jewelry.
I look at the jeweler. Does he have anything that looks good? I'm kind of tempted to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, it's up to you. If you want to do a crafting check and look at it now, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to do that first before I cast any spells in front of these guys.
Just make sure you maintain 3 points of contact at all times.
All right, Jonesy, all right. I've got it now. I'm stable, I think.
I'm like wiping mud off my pants, and I got a 21 crafting.
Yeah, so you're looking at this jewelry. This doesn't seem like anything really valuable. This seems kind of like glittery junk. This is something that someone who doesn't know better might try to offer, thinking that, you know, someone who thinks that the Mammoth Lord people are primitive and unsophisticated, someone might offer this stuff to them thinking to take advantage of them. But you don't look like you are part of that group, and they probably ought not to be offering you something quite so crummy.
So Andreas, looks over it and politely kind of like rubs his chin and like pulls on his ear and hems and haws for a second, and then waves a hand like, nah,
I don't think this is what I'm interested in.
and then he holds up his thumb and pinky finger and waggles them in front of his mouth, asking if they have anything to drink.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Korgo's gonna yell out to Andreas and Jonesy, just say, "Hey, guys, let's go. Come on. I don't like it.
In a second, Korgo. We're just getting some booze.
No, you've got plenty."
Just have to see if they have some hooch.
So one of the guys goes over to one of these crates and opens it up, and he sort of rummages around inside it, and he pulls out like a wineskin and walks over to you with it.
I hold out to grab it. I want to take a sniff.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
Oh,
How dare you?
As he reaches out to grab your hand.
To put the jewelry
I
on
don't
it.
shake hands
Now
till
you have
business
to
deals
buy
are
it.
complete.
It's a nice hand grab.
Just a friendly little wrestling match on a boat.
I'm going to make them all visible.
The letter B.
No,
Yes.
B's and D's.
And
B's and D's everywhere.
Yes, you're attacked by a couple B's and some D's. Now, let me point out that this barge here was not on the original map. I had to add that as an object. They just had the water. And then,
Nice.
yeah.
Just what?
Yeah.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
You did an excellent
Yes.
job. They did a questionable job.
You're a resourceful young man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Xankath has a 22.
And Korgo.
21.
And then we've got some of the villains. And then Andreas.
18.
And then some more villains. And then Jonesy.
Jonesy got a confused 10.
And then finally one more of the villains. And of course, Hrungara will go on Korgo's turn.
Hungara should probably be full hit points.
That's right, yeah.
And Xankath and Jonesy should have at least one hero point because it's a new session.
Everybody should have a hero point. And Jonesy should also be at full, I think, right?
Oh yeah, he's not.
He's at 24 out of 26.
He would have bandaged himself up. He's
Oh,
good.
for
Yep.
sure.
Jonesy.
I gotcha. Xankath, here's what you see. You see that Andreas reaches down to grab this wineskin, and both of the guys in robes, in fact, I should probably move them so it's more obvious what they're doing. They're sort of straddling the boat and the shore here. They reach over and they both grab at Andreas's arms like they're going to yank him onto the boat. What do you want to do? You've been extremely vigilant this whole time.
Can we say that I was in, prepared mode? So can we say I
I think
already
you have
had
your
my
bow out.
bow drawn? Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. So Xankath is going to move 20, let's just go the full 25 feet, so that I'm kind of north of Andreas and Jonesy, but I can get a better angle on the two guys that are grabbing. I'm going to I don't necessarily want to shoot yet.
Yeah, just yell, hey, back off. That's an action, and that'll give him a debuff.
I'm going to draw an arrow and point it at them and yell out, "You'll let them go if you know what's good for you," and try to demoralize them. That's an intimidation roll. That's an 8.
Your voice cracks a little bit when you do it, and they don't appear to have even noticed.
Yep, that seems right.
You've got one more action.
I'm going to yell out, "Wait, what's that coming out of the water? Behind you, look!" And I'm going to try to faint.
Okay.
And this is a deception. I don't know why I'm so unwilling to...
That's the hippo
An
horse.
11.
They don't fall for that either.
No, they don't. I don't know why I'm so unwilling to attack right away, but here we are. That was my turn. It was super, super worth it.
Korgo, Xankath is being very restrained. What are you going to do?
Korgo's about 50 feet away, so that's 2 stride actions to run over there. Is Andreas currently being grappled or attempted to be grappled, or what's that situation look like once he gets up
hasn't
there?
been grappled yet, but that's what their plan is.
Okay, they're trying to drag him in there. Drag him on the boat.
Yep.
Korgo will get to right there, and then he'll command
Right where?
Hrungara to...
Yeah, so Korgo...
Who's going to run up to the bank right next to Andreas? Thanks. Shaun does a good job of making sure we verbally describe where we end up. And Korgo's going to get Hrungara to do the same, but go on the other side of Andreas. Would that block her? Would that block a potential shot from...
I can move again. Don't worry about it.
It's a small creature, right?
They will have some cover.
Oh, some cover, huh? Okay.
I can move again. It's all right.
Okay. Cool. So
And
that's what we'll
Jonesy
do.
was a little bit annoyed.
Sorry, Jonesy.
Oh, this stupid cat.
Korgo, I do need you to make a reflex save.
Oh, no.
Don't slip and fall.
16.
All right, you do not slip on the slippery moss on the side of the stones here, right at the side of the river.
Whoa. All right, what about the Hrungara have to do the same thing?
Yes, Hrungara needs to do the same thing.
They failed. Roll the 1.
Oh no! So Hrungara runs up to the side of the river here to join her or his. I can't remember. her,
I
right?
don't know that decision's
Oh my
ever
God,
been made.
I keep forgetting to look at
I
it.
think it's a her.
Yeah, let's go with her.
It was we actually were just re-listening. It was originally a him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, him.
To
I
join
already
his
forgot that.
new friends and slips, bounces off the side of the
Ooh.
rocks and lands on the barge.
No,
Ooh,
I was
okay.
going to fireball that.
And
Little buddy.
Do it.
takes 1 point of damage.
Aw.
Hrungara. Hrungara purrs loudly.
Korgo, is that all your actions?
Yep, that's all Korgo's actions.
One of these men standing, straddling the boat and the shore, is going to try to grapple Andreas. How does grappling work, Shaun?
So you're making an athletics check against my fortitude DC. If you succeed, I'm grabbed.
A 14.
Oh, fail.
Sucker.
That guy fails to grab Andreas. Then, as another action, pulls out a great club. I don't know where he was hiding that, but apparently he had a great club somewhere.
It's a really billowy cloak.
Yeah, under this giant billowing cloak.
One of his oars, perhaps?
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. Swings at Andreas with this great club.
Whoa, with a penalty because
Ooh.
he tried to grab me already.
Oh, you're right. That he already took one attack, so take 5 off of that. That's a 20.
That hits.
The 20 hits.
Yeah.
11 points of
Ooh.
damage.
Ouch.
What?
That's not nothing.
And that is that person's turn. So there's a guy at the back of the barge here, and he steps forward, grabs this crate, which I can't actually remove from the map, so you'll just have to remember that that crate is no longer there.
Imagination activated.
Good. Oh, yes, excellent. Cross out the crate. Very good. Grabs this crate and then steps forward to the side of the barge, but now is out of actions.
I don't like
He's
that.
going to try to put Andreas in the crate?
Nobody puts Andreas in the crate.
In the crate, old man.
What a D-hole.
Andreas, it is your turn. You've got these two guys here. One of them groped for you. The other one's still groping for you.
Gross.
And the guy that missed you has whacked you with the club. And then there's this other guy who picked up a crate and carried it to the edge of the barge. And you don't know what's going on. Also, Hrungara has slipped next to you, bounced down the cliffside, and landed on the barge.
Bandits, raiders, pirates. You come here under the guise of trade and you forsake the sacred rules of parley. Get ready to say hello to your masters.
And he will unarmed strike, spell strike, this bee hole in the front here.
Okay. Salty language.
So Andreas, in attempting to bat away this guy's arms, just begins to cast his spell, and his hand begins to morph into this giant bestial claw covered with red scales, and he slashes out, and he's gonna hero point
Uh-oh.
because that was bad.
Oh,
my
no.
Natural one.
Well, it's
So-
just a melee attack, right? So critical miss has no other effects.
It's just a melee, so that fails. Yep. Misses, and then I will follow up with a thunderous strike, which lets me oh no, I need my weapon out for thunderous strike. Oh no. He'll cast shield on himself.
Okay. That at least left you a little better protected.
Yeah.
And another one of these guys with the poles drops the pole and runs over to another one of these crates, picks it up, and then runs over to the side of the barge again.
I don't like that.
But that's all he does. So there's another crate we can cross off. Let's see here. There we go. Not a very attractive X, but it'll work.
I think you should redraw where the new crate is and then cross them out when you move them again.
Yeah, 3-dimensional drawing too.
Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. Like you learned in math class.
We need the shading.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're going to have to live with what you got.
Oh, somebody's making boxes.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sure. All right, show off.
Oh, now I understand.
Shaun has very generously drawn some boxes to indicate which of these people on the boat have crates. Well done.
Don't you love having a backseat jam?
It is another crew member's turn. I don't know, what should we call these guys? Bandits? The bandit who's standing next to the guy who tried to grab Andreas also tries to grab Andreas.
And they got it out for you.
What about Korgo? He's open. No, get your hands off me.
Also going to make an athletics check.
He's right there.
Take him.
16.
16 is also a fail.
Oh, man. All
Yay.
right. So he also grunts in frustration, making a noise, and pulls out a great club action, too, and then makes an attack with a great club, rolling a 5. So that does not succeed. From the shed on this barge, you hear a voice call out, hello? Is someone out there? Help!
Okay.
We're the ones being attacked.
And Jonesy, it's your turn.
Jonesy will step up beside Andreas.
Stop inappropriately touching my friend. I mean, my best friend. Sorry, sir.
And he will chill touch this guy.
The first guy that tried to grab Andreas?
Yeah, the one right beside.
Right, got it.
Yeah, straight ahead.
I have a terribly important question. Coming
Uh-huh.
from D&D, is this spell both touch and cold damage? Because chill touch in D&D is neither of those.
Yeah.
It is touch.
Okay.
I don't think it's negative damage.
Well, that's close enough for me. Better than D&D. Okay.
So it's only half misnamed in Pathfinder.
But it's closer. I'll take it.
It's going to be a fortitude save.
All right.
DC 18. Oh, he fails.
14, he fails.
Yay.
8 points of damage. Ow.
8 points of damage, and I think
Only on a critical
on a
fail.
critical. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay.
And that's all my actions.
He recoils from this. You actually have to reach out and touch him, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you reach out and touch him with your hand, and he recoils from this cold emanation. And it is another villain's turn. This time it's the guy on the south end of the boat who hasn't done anything yet. He's going to disembark and climb up the cliff here. That's one action. And then as another action, yeah, he's going to try to grapple Korgo. Probably not going to go well, but he's going to try.
Oh.
24. Okay, it went very well.
He succeeds.
He grabs Korgo. Now, can he move Korgo with an action?
My recollection is that that's another athletics check, which will be subject to map, but yes.
Okay, that is unlikely to work, but I've already succeeded in grabbing you. I might as well try. So he's going to try to move Korgo. We're going to have to subtract the -5 penalty here manually. Oh, critical fail.
That's not going to do it.
If you already had the target grabbed or restrained, it breaks free. Your target can either grab you, as if it had succeeded using grapple, or force you to fall and land prone.
What do you want to do, Korgo?
What are the penalties to prone?
Flat-footed and prone.
That's not bad. We'll do that. He'll grab Korgo, and Korgo just push him down into the mud.
So he falls prone?
Yeah.
All right. Korgo, one other thing. This seems strangely familiar to you. This whole interaction seems strangely familiar to you. You're not sure why, but something about this is triggering some kind of memory. All right, that's the end of the first round. Xankath, what do you want to do?
Okay, so here's how this last round went. Xankath tries to be nice, and she's like, okay, we're gonna be nice, and they'll run away. And then things go badly, so she says, "Oh, okay, I guess we're going to do this." And about that time, the guy grabs Korgo, and she yells, "Hey, you let..." Oh, okay, Korgo's got that, because Korgo got free. And then she runs forward, so she is 10 feet above, north of Jonesy. And I'm going to shoot the bandit D that is beside Harangara.
The one with the box.
The one with the box.
One of the two with the box. Yeah.
And here's a question that I have.
Okay.
So disarm is an action. It's a skill action, but it says it's an attack. And so that's not melee, right? It does not specify melee.
There is probably a bow-specific disarm.
Okay. I mean, I was just going to try to make him drop the box, but if I can't, that's fine. I can do other things.
I see nothing specific on the archer dedication, which is where it would be, so that's a GM call.
Hold on.
Basically, the drawback of disarm is that if you critical fail, you become flat-footed.
Oh, okay.
There is a ranged disarm feat, but it looks like it is for gunslingers.
If I can't do it, that's fine. I just thought it'd be cool.
Worth asking. You got to make Mike earn the GM paycheck.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if they thought to add a feat for one class, then they probably don't intend anybody to be able to do it unless they have that feat.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb.
I'm guessing that that's what they have in mind.
I mean, it seems more like a melee thing than a range thing.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the idea. I mean, I love the idea that, you shoot where their hand is and they have to pull their hand away, or they pull their hand away out of, fright. I love the idea, but I don't think mechanically that you can do that.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, you can't shoot him, though.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot him.
That's fully within the rules.
Yeah.
And you do.
Yes.
A 21 to hit.
21 to hit. This guy is heaving this box up over his head, this crate up over his head, and you hit him in the chest with this arrow. How much damage do you do?
5 damage.
Points of damage. All right, he grunts.
I'm gonna try create a diversion again.
Okay.
And shout out that no, really, behind you, it's huge. It's a kelpie.
Okay.
Wish I was an illusionist now.
Korgo looks around.
Hey, that's a 5 with a
That's a
natural
critical
1.
failure, in fact,
So,
yes. Does anything happen with a critical?
No,
Okay.
the creatures are just aware that she's trying to trick them.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna stop trying to do that because
Really, you guys?
no, really,
This time I'm serious.
it's back there.
A kelpie better show up.
Cereal, you guys.
I don't want a kelpie to show up. That thing nearly killed us.
Korgo, what do you want to do?
So the four of us are on the bank. Hrangar's on the boat. There's a couple guys straddling the boat. One guy laying down in the mud behind Korgo a little bit. Do these boxes look special anyway? Do they look like they could hit a button and then, they unfold and like surround you like
They're
really cool? Or they're
Transformers.
just boxes.
They look like wooden crates.
Okay. How is the boat anchored to the shore, if at all? Or is there an obvious anchor or something?
You can see that they've sort of driven it slightly up on the cliff. If it stays here much longer, it'll probably drift away. But right now, it seems to be stable.
Gotcha. Korgo's currently kind of flanking one of the beeholes with Frangara. Is that the one that was trying to talk earlier or holding the jewelry? The one next
Yes,
to Andreas right
that's
here?
right. Yep.
Okay. Korgo looks at that guy and he says, "You may not be able to talk, but you will scream. Hrangar, get him."
Whoa.
And then
Wow.
Hrangar attacks twice.
Okay.
23 with the
Nice.
first one.
23 is a hit.
Cool. 2 damage.
2 points of damage.
I don't know if the damage is right, but second attack is only 2, so that'll miss. But,
Plus D4 precision damage against flat-footed targets.
oh, that's right. So it's 4 total damage with that extra d4. And Korgo will strike with a spear at the same time with an 18 to hit.
That is also a hit.
Yay!
So that's 7 damage.
Oof.
Ooh, nice.
This guy is looking pretty rough. He's in rough shape.
And now he's flat-footed to everybody until the
Right.
end of Korgo's next turn.
So Korgo's got one more attack. He'll turn around and will...
Wait, didn't you command Hrangar?
I did, but that gets Hrangar 2 actions.
Oh, okay.
So that's
right.
one action for Korgo. One of his actions was to attack, and now he'll turn around and attack the guy laying on the mud behind him
Okay.
with a 20.
Ooh,
That is also a hit.
that's a good roll.
11 damage.
Ooh.
Oof. Ow.
That's
All right,
so
so
good.
Korgo just... What, you're attacking with your fists and biting, right?
No, he's got a spear. He's not
Oh.
raging right now. He's
Oh,
holding
okay.
back. He's getting angry, but he's trying to stay in control.
So as this guy struggles to get up, Korgo turns around, rears back with his spear, and jabs it into the guy on the ground. Ouch. The badly injured bandit here, who tried to grab Andreas, is going to turn around and try to attack this cat that's just chomped on him. And let's see here. What have we got? 16. Does a 16 hit?
Ooh, hit Hrangar. It
Yes.
just misses.
Oof. Okay.
Hrangar's like on his back. He's difficult to hit.
Let's see. I'll do another attack at a -5 penalty. An 18 to hit?
That will hit Hrangar.
Okay. So another hit or another swing with the great club. And Hrangar takes
Oh,
12 points of damage.
A lot of damage.
Okay. And he takes a 5-foot step, safely out of range, which is good because they were in really bad shape. Do they still count as flat-footed until the end of Korgo's next turn?
End of Korgo's turn.
Okay. The first guy who grabbed a box, right? It's this. Yeah, the first guy who grabbed a crate picks up this crate and heaves it at Andreas.
Hate this guy. I deflect it with my karate.
Yeah. Break it.
It's right there on the character sheet.
All right, so the crate flies over your head and lands right behind you, Andreas.
Missed.
And bursts open.
Oh, gosh.
Bees? Is it full of bees?
Swarms.
No, it's just full of wooden splinters that fly in all directions.
Oh, okay.
And in
Not
a
as cool.
5-foot burst. And I need Andreas, Jonesy, and Korgo to make basic reflex save.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Today's not my day.
Today, yeah, it's not a
your
good day.
That
Andreas.
is an 8.
Not great for
All right,
Jonesy
that's
either.
a failure, but not a critical failure.
Korgo 12.
Korgo and Jonesy. Jonesy also fails. Korgo passes. So here's the bludgeoning damage. Just 5 points of bludgeoning damage,
No big deal.
right? For Jonesy and Andreas. Korgo, you take 2. And Andreas, it is your turn. You wipe these splinters off of you. What do you want to do?
Andreas is going to start by drawing his meteor hammer.
Uh-oh.
One action.
Now they're in for it.
Yeah.
Then swings above his head and comes down in a thunderous strike. So I'll do a melee strike on the bandit that is still right in front of Korgo.
Right. The other guy who tried to grab. Yes.
So don't do anything yet. I have to make an attack roll first. Getcha. A 13.
13 is a miss.
All right, and then I'm going to place a cone on the map because I can shoot these guys with the 2 bees, the bandits. I'm presuming both have to make fortitude saves as well as this one D.
Yes. So,
The guy who just threw the box at me is also going to have to roll. Yeah.
yep. So they need to make, what is it, reflex saves, you said?
Yeah.
Reflex saves. All right.
Fail,
So
fail,
the guy who just threw the box makes a reflex save. He gets a 9 and fails.
Yay.
And the badly injured guy who stepped away, he makes a reflex save and gets a 21.
Oof.
Success.
The other guy who was leaning on the rocks and tried to grab you attempts a reflex save and gets a 14.
That's a fail. So the 2 who failed both take 2 points of sonic damage, and the remaining guy who was flat-footed takes 1.
Describe this effect as a burst of thunder.
Oh, yeah, this is my thundering strike. So as it hits the ground, just this reverberation of sonic energy bursts out from it. So just a couple points of damage, but that also recharges my spell strike. And my last action will be Arcane Cascade. So he, the sonic energy then like whoops back into him, and his weapon is now humming with this strange energy.
The thunderous strike also, you can see the boards, the deck boards of the ship all sort of ripple as the force goes out from you. And the shed in the middle of this barge rocks back and forth a little bit. And you hear someone say, "What's going on? Help!"
Wait your turn.
So the next person to go is the other guy holding a crate. And he also chucks the crate to the exact same position.
Really excited to not be standing anywhere near you guys right now.
He chucks the crate to the same position behind Andreas, which means I need Jonesy, Andreas, and Korgo to make another basic reflex save.
20.
That was much better. I got a 22 that time.
Jonesy got an 18.
Ooh. Good rolls all around.
All right, so you guys save. All 3 of you save.
We know this trick now.
So the damage is 5 points of damage, so you all only take 2. And then as another action, as his last action, the guy who threw that crate picks up another crate.
Shaun, I appreciate you drawing the boxes for these guys, but there are no fragments from the other 2. It's really breaking my immersion.
Yeah, can we get some debris, please?
Perfect. Thank you.
Shaun's a really great artist, so to just have him draw regular boxes is really just a waste of his talent, so we really expect
So we went
Some
with
shrapnel
shrapnel
here.
to
Man,
really.
I've taken entire classes about drawing boxes. And you think I might be joking, but I'm not.
I've
I
seen
don't think
them,
you're joking.
like the drawings as a result of those classes.
The second guy who tried to grab Andreas, who was leaning on the rocks, who now has a great club, takes a swing at, let's say Andreas. Takes a swing at Andreas. 20, non-natural.
Mike,
Yeah?
what are you doing to me?
My job?
What are you doing?
Good job.
It's only 5 points of damage, man.
Oh, good. That was a bad roll.
I appreciate you rolling minimum damage for me. I really appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Mike, if you keep hitting Shaun, he's not going to draw more boxes.
I'm withholding.
I'm going to take another swing at -5. 18.
That does miss.
All right.
Ooh.
And he's going to
Good.
take a 5-foot step 1 square to the south, getting a little bit out of the way of this weird magic that's being thrown at him. You hear another shout from inside. Please don't kill me before you rescue me. And Jonesy, it is your turn.
Jonesy is squinting his eyes, thinking about if he should just fire ray the boat, even though there's a person in there. He's looking at Hungara, trying to decide if he's smart enough to save the person and then leap off the boat before it burns down, and then he decides probably not. So he will just throw a lance. So he calls out to Sarenrae. A magical lance appears. He's going to throw it at the beehole in the middle.
The wounded
The
one.
badly wounded
The
one.
wounded. Oh, 28.
It's a natural 20.
28. That's a critical hit. Either way,
So that was 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage is enough. So how do you kill this guy who is trying to grab Andreas?
The lance goes straight through his heart and into the shack just behind him, narrowly missing the other guy who was like, please don't kill me.
Yeah, you hear it. Ah! Wait, stop!
And then I will also give Andreas some guidance.
So I took care of that one for you. Don't worry. You can get the next one.
So I should attack a different one.
Yes.
Thank you, Jonesy.
Anytime.
All right. This next guy who goes is another one of these bandits, these people from this barge. And he is going to get up. Now, that might trigger an attack of opportunity, but Korgo doesn't have those, right?
No, it doesn't trigger for me.
He's going to take a 5-foot step away from Korgo and then get on the boat.
Wait, isn't that a cliff? It looks kind of cliffy.
Oh, you're right. You know what? How are we going to do that? Let's see.
You could 5-foot step up, like to the west, away from Korgo,
You're right.
and then
5-foot step away from Korgo, and then 5, 10, 15, 20 onto the boat. And then once he's on the boat...
Oh, but Korgo's got a long spear. It's still reach.
Oh, well, he doesn't know that. I guess he sees that, but... well, I can move him one more.
He can
knows
probably
you.
move around
He knows
it.
you
It's
have
all
a
right.
spear.
I just want to point that out.
He reaches into his robe, pulls out a bottle, and throws it at Korgo.
Man.
Oh, man, this guy's
No,
trying to bottle you?
Stop.
And rolls a 6. And the bottle goes sailing over your head. You duck out of the way.
raged strike bottle.
We could have done good business. I was prepared to pay for those.
I wanted to buy that.
Xankath.
Guys, I've forgotten everything. I forgot to activate my point blank stance, so I'm going to do that now.
Do it.
And then I'm going to shoot the D guy beside Hurungara.
Great. You have a clear shot. Oh my gosh. It's a
A
critical hit.
31 to
Yeah.
hit.
There we go.
31. You're going to do that extra damage.
That is 13. It's not bad. I'm not upset about it, but
But you know how many hit points he had?
13?
13.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how do you finish this guy off?
Just right through the ribs. Just an arrow, like right beside the other arrow that I shot, but it goes deeper and just right in the chest.
He gasps and collapses. What do you want to do next?
Can I try to demoralize again?
You can,
I
yeah.
think as long as you're not demoralizing the same person.
Yeah, I'll go for the guy. The bee guys seem to be in charge, so I'm gonna go for the alive bee guy.
Okay.
and shout out, "Do you think this is going well for you? Release the prisoner, and perhaps you walk away."
Roll that check.
And that's a 19.
A 19
to deception.
against their will.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy is definitely intimidated, and he looks like he's seriously considering your proposal.
Probably not going to let him go, but
So let's see. Frightened one?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that seems definitely to have intimidated.
finally worked.
Korgo, what do you want to do? This guy in front of you looks like he is visibly shaken. Korgo, it's your turn.
Hrungar took that hard hit with a club. He's badly injured, so Korgo's going to tell Hrungar, get over here. And so Hrungar can kind of get out of danger there.
Yeah, Hrungar scrambles up the cliff and onto the dry land.
The scared guy, Korgo's not going to wait to see if he takes up that offer. He's going to start lunging at him with the long spear. The 26 to hit.
Ooh, that is definitely a hit. That is a critical hit.
Oh, only 10 damage.
That's pretty good. 10 damage. You stab him as he's starting to back away. What else do you want to do?
Same thing. I'm not being clever. 16 to hit.
That's another hit.
9 damage.
Wow. He's trying to get away, but you are stabbing him, and he's just backpedaling furiously, and it's not enough. He can't get away from you.
All right, that's Korgo's turn.
Andreas, things seem to have shifted in your favor. What do you want to do?
Andreas is going to use the leap action to jump onto the boat,
Uh-oh.
and then is going to spell strike this D fellow 10 feet south of him. Spell strike with the meteor hammer, and that'll be another gouging claw with guidance.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that is a 20 to hit, and you'll take 15 points of damage, my friend.
Oh, no. All right, yeah, this guy takes it straight in the chest. He's not down, but he's in bad shape.
That was a good round.
All right, one of these injured guys says, if you leave now, we can call it all off.
Oh dear, that's not how this works.
All right, never mind. And he tosses another crate. He's going to toss it. Yeah, he's going to toss it right at the cliffside, right there. So I, again, need the same 3 people to make a reflex save.
20.
20.
17.
26.
Yeah, Korgo, you critically save. You take no damage, Korgo.
Nice.
Andreas and Jonesy, you will take 4 points of damage. And then the next guy, who is also badly injured. Yeah, he's pretty concerned, but you guys seem unwilling to surrender or call it off. So he's going to step up to Andreas and take a swing with that great club. No, this guy doesn't have a great club.
Ha, sucker.
Okay, wrong guy. I'm sorry. Scratch that. He doesn't step up to Andreas.
Aha.
So this guy takes a 5-foot step back away from Korgo, grabs a bottle, and throws it at you.
Andreas catches it in his mouth and chugs.
Maybe, because he only rolled a 10. Yeah, that didn't go well. He grabs another bottle and throws it at you and misses even worse.
Yeah, it does.
Once again, you hear someone inside the shed. If we could hurry this up, please. This shed is it's about to fall apart. And Jonesy, it's your turn.
Jonesy will look over at Andreas, see that he's standing strong, but looking a little bit pale from all the blood loss.
It's just a flesh wound.
He's gonna do a quick heal under his breath as to not embarrass Andreas for 9 points of healing. It's a 2-action heal, and then he will move beside Korgo here. So just to the right of Korgo, next to the cliff.
All right, Jonesy heals Andreas and steps up closer to the center of the action on the cliffside. And let's see, this guy, one of the less injured survivors here, who is nonetheless still injured. Let's see, this guy doesn't have a crate anymore, right?
No, I don't think so.
No. He's going to throw a bottle at Korgo. 12 does not hit.
Nope, doesn't hit.
And throw a second bottle at Korgo, getting a critical miss. And then he runs and jumps into the river and begins swimming away.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Xankath, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot the guy that just jumped into the river.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume I have height, so I can shoot over the...
I'm going to give him a little cover because he's in the water and there's a shed in between and the boat. I'm going to give him a little cover.
Okay. Well, then before I do that, I'm going to... So I can jump 10 feet, right? A leap is 10 feet?
Yeah.
Is that an action or is that part of a move action?
Its own action, and as long as you're not going further than 10 feet, you don't have to make a check.
Okay. But it's its own action.
So if you wanted to leap further than that, then it would be like a move
Yeah.
with a check.
Okay, I'll just take the penalty.
Okay.
So I'm going to shoot him.
It's not a big penalty.
Yeah. Whoa. That's a 30 to hit minus whatever the penalty is.
All right. That is definitely a
That's
hit.
awesome.
That is, in fact, a critical hit.
And that is 13 damage. Plus 2, 15 damage.
And he gurgles, the water fills with blood, and he sinks down into the water and floats downstream.
Xankath feels a little bad shooting a guy in the back, but not that bad. I'm going to move 10 feet south just so I can get a better angle on the guys that are still on the boat. And I'm going to shoot the D guy who's 10 feet from Andreas. That's a 23 minus 5, so it's 18.
18 is a hit.
Okay. 1 damage, so it's kind of slices his arm a little bit.
Yeah, you
Just
wing
a little
him.
cut on his arm.
A slight injury.
Yeah.
He looks pretty frightened, though.
3 points damage.
Oh, thank you, Sean. 3 points of
Point-blank
damage because
shot.
of point
Yeah.
blank.
Korgo, it is your turn.
With his animal companion safely aside, he can kind of let loose a little bit. He does a flavor drop of his spear. He kind of plants it in the ground or in the mud, and he'll leap action onto the boat, and he will go to Rage Town. And then he looks at them both, and has anybody talked the whole time, or have they been just silent?
One guy talked. One guy talked and said we could just call it off.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That might be the guy I just shot in the back. I can't remember.
Korgo will
I think it's the frightened guy.
Oh, okay.
Korgo will attack the frightened guy with
Okay.
his mangled hand turns into a claw with 23 to hit,
That is a hit, yeah.
Uh-huh.
and he does 9 damage.
He says, no, wait! And you kill him. How do you kill this poor guy?
He slices kind of his throat. Maybe he's about to give up. He's considering that option. He's got his hands up, and then Korgo's claw just comes right across his throat there.
Ugh. All right. Well, that's it for that guy. Andreas, this is pretty much finished. There's one left.
Andreas will swing the meteor hammer, wrapping it around his legs, or around this remaining man's legs.
His own legs.
Oh no, my legs! That's an 11, so not a successful trip.
No.
But he'll just do a follow-up attack, which is a 21 to hit. So that is 11 points of damage.
How do you finish this guy off?
The meteor hammer actually has this ability called backswing, so on a subsequent attack with it, I get a bonus.
Cool.
So it swings, and this guy somehow manages to jump over my sweet trip move. And as he lands back on the deck, he's like, man, I did it. And he looks up at Andreas, and the meteor hammer just makes a second pass and just cracks him across the skull.
That is the end of combat. Everything becomes still. You don't have anyone else running out to attack you. You've dispatched all of them, even the guy who tried to get away. Korgo, you're looking at them, and again, something about them seems familiar. And as you look at the guy that Andreas just killed, as he collapses on the ground, the hairs stand up on your arms, and you've seen this guy before. He has scars running down his face.
Oh.
And I guess we'll find out what Korgo is thinking in 2 weeks. Thanks for listening to Broken Tusk Rising. You can help the podcast by giving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as @TheHouseOfBob, or by chatting with us on Discord, and most of all, by supporting us on Patreon. That's at patreon.com/TheHouseOfBob. This show is possible due to all our patrons, who get special zines, one-shots, episode commentary, and other stuff for supporting the podcast. We'd like to thank our newest patrons, Elli, and our old friend, Waffelpokalypse. Art for this episode is by Shaun Makes. Audio production and music are by me, Mike Hammock. Thanks again for listening, and roll on. What's Korgo and Hrungara doing? Excuse me, my grammar is terrible. What are Korgo and Hrungara doing?
No, we're one. Use the singular verb conjugation.
Yes, you're attacked by a couple B's and some D's.
I'd make a joke if this weren't the clean feed.
I'm okay with the B's, but I'm a little bit worried about the D's.
That's what she said.
Yo.
Oh, how did the Smilodon get moved? Huh.
No, he's fine. Just leave him there. You can put him on shore. It's fine.
Stepping away out of
What?
Whoop.
You'll have to give us a second here, guys. We just had a knock at the door.
Okay,
Apologies.
that's all right.
Who is it?
Point your camera at the
Overplay.
door so we know you're okay.
So we can make sure. It could be a murderer. He was very polite, knocks at the door.
Oh, your dog killed the stranger?
Grifters. She took him out.
All right. I'm glad no one tried to grab you and drag you onto their barge.
I'm especially glad. Yeah.
A
Now
barge?
he was all excited,
This
though.
time of hour? This day?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Oh, it doesn't matter. He died. I was going to say there was another 2 damage on top of that, but he died.
Okay.
No, do it. Do it.
He died extra.
I'll mark him dead 2. Is
Thank
that
you.
good?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Andreas catches it in his mouth and chugs.
Maybe, because he only rolled a 10. Yeah, that didn't go
Oh,
well.
no, it's pee. Oh.
No.
Oh, it doesn't look heroic at all. It's really gross. Oh, so embarrassing.
Covered in mud, drinking pee.
What's gotten into you?
I can't. I have so much trouble raging. Drag it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did it. He successfully enters a rage.
I love how Josh is just like nodding,
Yep.
like, cool.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Are you waiting for me to react to that? I was waiting to see if you would end it right there, but
Yep. Yeah, that was all I had to say.
okay. No, I meant if you wanted to end the session. I was just looking at the clock.
We can if you want. I have a little bit more to do with the person in the shed. We had some time at the beginning where we were wrestling with a few things.
Okay.
Would you like to stop there? We can stop there.
I'm fine with that.
No, wherever is dramatically appropriate.
Yeah, I think that's
I think that's probably a dramatically appropriate place. So we'll stop there.